A very good afternoon to you and welcome to today's edition of the Lunchtime News. I am Nadim Majid and as always we start off with a look at your headlines this afternoon. India's overseas minister shows cordial relations with Sri Lanka despite voting against the island at the UNHRC. Luxury bus service employees on the Galle-Colombo route go on strike. And in international news, Syria's fragmented opposition to meet in Turkey. On to those stories in detail. Indian Overseas Minister Vayala Ravi yesterday emphasized that India will continue cordial relations with Sri Lanka despite voting against the island nation on a US-sponsored resolution at the 19th session of the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva, Switzerland last week. Talking to the media in Kolkata, the Indian Overseas Minister said that India, being a sovereign country, had to raise its voice against the human rights violations, especially with regard to the Tamil community in Sri Lanka.
You know, the different issues are involved in it. First, the human rights issue. And our relation with Sri Lanka is good, and we are helping in a big way in every time. Since Indira Gandhi's period, we are helping them, no problem. But it's a question of human rights violation or this thing. Apart from that, the Tamil population in Kerala and all over the world can understand their sentiment. And all political parties in Tamil Nadu also insisting. And the government of India does not want any kind of a conflict with Sri Lankan interest. But at the same time, we have to see that the human rights violations shall not continue and everything. And politically, it is necessary for the government and the people of India to stand by the Tamil Nadu people.
Meanwhile, here at home, luxury bus service employees on the Galle-Colombo route have commenced a strike. The strike action has been called to protest against buses operating on the Southern Expressway being parked at the Galle bus stop. Chairman of the Galle-Colombo Luxury Bus Owners Association, A.S. Dhammika, said that buses operating on the Southern Expressway must be parked elsewhere. This is an insecure area to park expressway buses. We have nothing against these buses. They can operate as many buses as they want, but do not park them here. Move this away from here and allow us to do our job without hindrance. If we take the timesheet given by the Southern Provincial Council, then 5 or 6 of our buses, or sometimes 10, are moved daily. The expressway buses have got 3 time slots. Passengers have been drawn to this and there is nothing we can do about it. The passengers will go where they want to go. Requests for assistance have been made for us to assist in areas like Mathara, Akurasa and Ambalangoda. If we do not receive a suitable solution, then we are prepared to go as far as a hunger strike. When we made inquiries from the chairman of the National Transport Commission, Roshan Gunawardena, he said that the issue must be resolved through the Provincial Council. Meanwhile, a woman who is alleged to have been beaten by her husband has died in Madampet, Chilao. According to the police, the victim is a 21-year-old. The police stated that the husband had consumed poison after the incident and is currently receiving treatment at the Chilao hospital. The police said that a personal dispute had led to the murder. Still in local news, opposition members of the Kantale Pradeshya Sabha walked out of a meeting today in protest of the conduct of the Pradeshya Sabha chairman. Our reporter said the opposition members had walked out soon after the meeting was convened at 10 this morning. An opposition member of the Kantale Pradeshya Sabha, Janaka Kumara, said they had taken the action to lodge their protest over several decisions taken by the chairman, including the unreasonable sacking of 2 employees. When we made inquiries from the chairman of the Kantale Pradeshya Sabha, Kapila Nuwan Atukorala, he rejected the allegations levelled against him. Now, feature story this afternoon. Now, in addition to the main museums in the country, there are several museums which have been established in schools across the island. News First visited one such museum, which incidentally is also the first museum to have been established in a primary school. 900 students are being educated at the Kiriyalla Sri Devarakkhita Primary School. The school, which has a tutorial staff of 30 teachers, offers education from grade 1 through to grade 5. In addition to academic activity, practical activities have also been given prominence in the school. The school is now home to the first museum to be established in a primary school. Work commenced on the museum in 2010 and by 2011 it was opened for the students. Students from other schools have also been given the opportunity to visit this museum.
පාසල් විද්‍යා කෞතුකාගාර සකස් කරලා තියෙන මධ්‍ය මහාවිද්‍යාලවල. ඒවා විද්‍යා පාසල් විද්‍යා
Science museums have been constructed in central colleges. This is a junior school. We can safely say that this is the first museum of its kind to be established in a primary school in Sri Lanka. That is a school where education is offered only for the primary grades.
ලංකාවේ තියෙන පළවෙනි ප්‍රාථමික විද්‍යාලයක ප්‍රාථමික ශ්‍රේණි සඳහා පමණක් පන්ති පැවැත්වෙන විද්‍යාලයක තියෙන ලංකාවේ පළවෙනි කෞතුකාගාරය කියලා.
In addition to the museum, the Kiriyala Sri Devarakkhita Primary School also has an activity centre for the students.
දරුවන්ට ඒ ප්‍රාථමික ක්‍රියාකාරකම් මැදිරියට ගිහිල්ලා අත්හදා බැලීම තුලින් ස්පර්ශ.
The activity center provides a hand-on learning experiences for the students where they can go and be creative. We hope to ensure that students are able to engage in education beyond the classroom and to make them more creative as well, thereby raising the standard of education through this.
නිර්මාණාත්මකව කැමැත්තෙන් අධ්‍යාපනයට යොමු කරගෙන අධ්‍යාපනයේ නන්වාලීම තමයි අපේ මේකේ බලාපොරොත්තුව.
In other local news, the National Gem and Jewellery Authority has stated that steps have been taken to provide police protection to the gem deposits that were discovered close to the Kalupalama in Kalavana. Director General of the authority, Nimal Bandara, stated that steps will be taken soon to auction the gem deposits. He added that the gem deposits had been discovered when renovating Kalupalama in Kalavana. Nimal Bandara stated that a group of officers from Ratnapura had conducted a tour of the area and had confirmed the existence of gem deposits in the area. He added that a decision has not been taken as yet on whether to auction the deposits or to give it on a tender basis. Gem deposits were also discovered in the Thammanava area in Kathragama and the Veralupa area in Ratnapura recently. In sports news this afternoon, we start off with some cricket news. The first test of the two-match series between Sri Lanka and England is currently underway at the Galle International Cricket Stadium. Sri Lanka won the toss and elected to bat first. The hosts got off to a disastrous start as Lahiru Thirimanne edged one to Graham Swan, who was standing in the slips of a James Anderson delivery.
Oh, just two slips in place. Edge and out. Anderson pushing one across. Thirimanne and England get an early wicket.
Kumar Sangakkara followed him soon after for a duck.
Oh, yes! Anderson gets Sangakkara full and pushed across him first ball.
Stuart Broad struck as Tilakaratne Dilshan then threw his wicket, trying to defend outside off stump for 11 runs.
Test wicket, now he's 251st.
Well, that fuller delivery has got you three edges. One flew.
Does go for it. Edges again over second slip. I think Broad maybe is asking for a flat for Dilshan. Oh, Strauss
At Lance on day one, Sri Lanka was 66 runs for the loss of 3 wickets in their first innings.
So well in Dubai without any reward really given the way that England's backs.
And on that note, we wrap up today's edition of the Lunchtime News. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure having you with me. Join us again on Live at 55 at 1:55 for the facts and the figures on the latest headline-making news, as you can find only here on News First.